Okay, hello everyone, welcome to the OneClass channel. My name is Andrew and I'm currently doing Stat Math at University of Toronto. Today we'll be going over some commonly asked math questions at both the high school and college levels. If you need some homework help or tutoring, please check out the link in the description below. Alright, so now let's start our session for today. Okay, so the first question is asking us what is the triangle congruent theorem. Okay, so there are actually 5 ways to find if two triangles are congruent. So 5 ways to check if two triangles are congruent. Okay. The first one would be through what we call SSS, which stands for side, side, and side. Okay, so this means 3 sides of one triangle are congruent to 3 sides of another triangle. Okay, so that's what side stands for. And next we have SAS, which stands for side, angle, and side. Okay, so this means 2 sides and the angle between are congruent to the corresponding parts of another triangle. Okay, so that's what sides, angle, side stand for. And next we have angle, side, angle. Okay, so angle, side, angle. So this means 2 angles and the side in between are congruent to the corresponding part to of another triangle. Okay, so that's angle, side, angle, and next we have angle, angle, side. So this means two two angles and not included side of one triangle of another triangle is corresponding parts of another triangle. Okay. And lastly, we have RHS, which is right angle, hypotenuse, and side. Okay. So this is just means the hypotenuse and leg of one right triangle are congruent to the corresponding part of another triangle, of another right triangle. Okay. Yep. So those are all we have for this question. Let's leave a comment. Solution is correct. Well done. Okay. So for next question, we are asked to convert parametric equations, which is x is equal to t minus 3, y is equal to 2t plus 4, to rectangular form. Okay. So step 1, we need to write t as a function of x. Okay, so since we're given x is equal to t minus 3, we want the equation to be t equal to something. Okay, so we minus 3 on both sides, so we have x plus 3 is equal to t minus 3 plus 3, which is x plus 3 is equal to t. In other words, t is equal to x plus 3. Okay. Yep. So from the first step to the last step, we're just ready here. We are isolating on t on the left hand side of the equation by grouping the x terms and constant 3 together. Okay. Yep. And for our next step, we plug in t in the equation for y. Okay. So we know given the question, y is equal to 2t plus 4. So let's copy that down. Y is equal to 2t plus 4. And note it, t is equal to x plus 3, which is a result from step 1. And we plug that in, so that becomes y is equal to 2 times x plus 3 plus 4. Okay, and this step It's just substituting the value of t about in the equation of y. Okay, so we will have 2x plus 6 plus 4, which will be equal to 2x plus 10. Okay, so we're just simplifying by distributing the coefficient in the terms inside the parenthesis, and then we're just further simplifying by adding the constant terms. Okay, so we have 2x plus 10. Yep, so I think that's all we have for this question. Oh, and now we can write the conclusion. So therefore, the parametric equations x is equal to t minus 3, y is equal to 2t plus 4 are equivalent to the rectangular equation y is equal to 2x plus 10. Okay? So just remember the two steps. So the first one will be we need to write x as a function, write t as a function of x. So you can either just add the opposite of the specific number, or you can just consider that I'm just moving the -3 to our left hand side. So things we move to the other side, so the sign is gonna be opposite. So -3 becomes a +3. And the second step, we just plug in t in the equation of y, and after you plug that in, you just need to simplify your answer. You either getting rid of the bracket or adding up the terms. Okay, yeah, so that's all we have for this question. Let's leave a comment. So solution is correct. Well done. Okay. All right. So for our next question, we are asked to identify the different kinds of functions. Okay. So identify different kinds of functions. Okay. 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 So the first one, the identity function, which is denoted by fx is equal to x, and in terms of its domain, it's just R, and the range will be R as well. And the graph is a slant line that intersects the region. Okay, so slant line intersect as the origin. Because when you substitute x is equal to 0, you will get a fx as 0 as well. Okay, so the graph should be something look like this. And that's 0, 0. Okay, and then next we have constant function. So constant function. Okay. And constant function is denoted by fx is equal to b. And in terms of its domain, it's still going to be R. And in terms of its range, is a set consists of a single number, b. Okay. And the graph is a horizontal line that intersects a point 0, b. Okay, so a horizontal line intersecting 0, b. Okay, so the graph should be something look like this. So that's x, y. Okay, and next we have square function. Square function, and which is denoted by fx is equal to x squared, and the domain is R, and the range is a set of non-negative real number. Okay, set of non-negative real number. Denoted as 0 to positive infinity. Okay, and the graph is a parabola that intersects the origin. Okay, parabola intersect the origin, which is something look like this. Oops. Okay, that's y, x, and 0, 0. Okay, and next we have the square root function. Square root function. Okay, so this is denoted by fx is equal to root x. Okay, and the domain is a set of non-negative real number. So domain non-negative real numbers. Okay, and the range is a set of non-negative real numbers. Okay, and the x and the y-intercept of this function will be at 0, 0, and the function is neither odd nor even, and the function has a minimum of 0 at x equal to 0. Okay, So sorting xy intercept will be 0, 0, and it is neither odd or even. And next is minimum value is 0, and it happens when x is equal to 0. Okay, and the graph should be something look like this. Okay, so that's x-axis, y-axis, and 0, 0. Okay. And next we have cubic function, and this is denoted by fx is equal to x to the exponent of 3. And in terms of its domain, it is R, and the range is R as well. And the function is an odd function. So odd function, and is symmetric with respect to the orange. Okay, so symmetric with respect to the origin. Okay, and it is also increasing on negative infinity to positive infinity. And lastly, there is no minimum or maximum. Okay, and the graph look like this. Oops, this 0, 0, x and y. And the reason why there's no minimum or maximum is when you look at the end of our left hand side and end of our right hand side, it goes all the way to infinity. So that's why we don't have a minimum or maximum. Okay. So next we have absolute value function. Okay. And in terms of absolute value function, the domain is R, and the range is a set of non-negative real number. So non-negative. And the x and y intercept at 0, 0. And the function is even and is symmetric with respect to y-axis. Okay. Even function, symmetric with respect to the y-axis. Okay. And and the absolute minimum function at x equal to 0. So minimum happens at x equal to 0. And the graph should be something look like this. And so lastly, we have the linear function. Okay, so this is denoted by fx is equal to mx plus b, and the domain and range are both r, and the y-intercept is just b, and the slope is n. Okay, and one of the example of this graph could be something look like this. Okay, and that will be the b. That's y is equal to mx plus b. Okay. Yep. So I think we covered a lot in terms of the different function. Okay, so let's leave a comment. So solution is correct. Will do. Yep. So those are all the questions we have for today. And if you enjoyed today's Q&A and would like to be notified of when we do this next, please see the subscribe button and notification bell below. If you would like to submit your own questions, please read the links in the description. Remember to leave a like and a comment and share this video with your friend. This has been Andrew from OneClass. I hope